Okay, let's go over the final website. Before we do that, let's go ahead and address why we're doing this. And also let's take a look at Andy's example. Andy's example is exactly what we're looking for in Web 1. So first off, nice work, Andy. So what we're looking for right here is a hover.com domain to point to a Netlify hosted website. So why are we using all these different tools and services? Why are we making this thing in the first place? Like, what is the point of all of this? Well, let's go ahead and begin to break this down. First off, we want to get ready for Web Design 2. And this is going to lay our foundation for a portfolio website. And when you start thinking about your portfolio, it's not going to take 1 quarter. It's not going to take a couple weeks. It's really going to take 3 classes to really be as good as any other service. Again, you want to own your portfolio. You want to own your content. You want to own your design. And Dribbble is great. Carbon is great. Instagram is great. All these services are great, but you don't own any of those services. You have to use their design and you have to use their terms. And what we want to be able to do is have our own portfolio website someday, right? That we have complete and 100% control of. The other thing we want to do is begin to apply our web design process. Okay, this idea of we have concepts. Concepts come from Lecture and Codecademy. And then we begin to practice those concepts, and we practice on CodePen. And we practice a whole bunch on CodePen. And I want to make sure that we're not confusing with what CodePen is and is not. CodePen isn't the place for long-term website. CodePen isn't the application of a website. So to actually make an application, what we want to be able to do is use Hover, Netlify, and VS Code as our local editor. So why can't we use CodePen for everything? I get that a lot. And this is from CodePen themselves. Like, CodePen, right, is a great place to build test cases and to learn and debug and find inspiration. That is copied directly from the CodePen website. CodePen knows that their service isn't about making applications. Their service isn't about long-term storage. Their service isn't about making contact forms, which we can't do on CodePen. Their service does not have HTTPS, which is required for modern websites, built in. There's all these extra steps to do this. And so CodePen is a great place to practice, but not a good place for you to have your final application. And lastly, CodePen doesn't have version control. The short of this is version control is like a time machine of all of your work. And what we're going to do in Web 2 is use version control. And so what we're doing right now is getting set up for Web 2, right, which will take us into making really awesome applications in Web 3.